हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे राम. So we'll start. Let's start. We'll start. Jai Ram Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Ram Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihara Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Haraya Nama Krishnaya Davaya Namaha Hari Haraya Nama Krishnaya Davaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudhana Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudhana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunada Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunada Shri Diva Gopala Bhattara Raghunath Shri Diva Gopala Bhattara Raghunath हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी, जय जगन्नाथ। जय बलदेवा, जय बलदेवा, जय बलदेवा स्वामी, जय बलदेवा। जय सुभद्रा, जय सुभद्रा, जय सुभद्रा माते, जय सुभद्रा। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी विभाव तुम्हें। निताय गौरांगो, निताय गौरांगो, निताय गौरांगो गौर हरि। जय सच्चिनंदन, जय सच्चिनंदन, जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि। पतित पावन पवन, पतित पावन गौर हरि। जय जय प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव, गुरुदेव, गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने, नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गोरतिशे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गो ब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओमिष्टपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातं हम वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीननारायणं श्री परमानंद माधव श्री कृष्ण चैतन्येश्वरम् ओम अपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं ततोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सा भाग्यन्तरं सुचित् श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु हरे कृष्ण. So by the mercy of the Sri Guru, we are able to speak something about Bhagavad Gita. I am deeply grateful to all of you for kindly joining today's session, helping me to serve each and every one of you at your lotus feet, and also to my Guru Maharaj. So when we chant and hear about the Lord Vishnu, we will be cleansed internally and externally. Of course, externally we are doing cleansing, but what about the internal cleansing? It is only possible through the words of Vishnu. So Bhagavatam says, Pravishta Karana Ranjena. So Krishna enters our heart by the sound vibrations. When he enters the sound vibrations, what does he do? He sits in the lotus of our heart. If you see inside our heart, it looks like something like a lotus. He sits inside our heart and he starts cleansing all the mala inside, whatever, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all these things we are having it. So this will be cleansed by only the Krishna's sound. So today we take that advantage of the Krishna Katha. So what is Krishna Arjuna talking about over here? We'll be seeing it. So last week we had a divine association of His Holiness Bhakti Gaurav Swami Maharaj. So Krishna says, worshipping my divine Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned. So greater than my worship is the worship of my devotees. So when we worship our his devotees, it is higher than the worship of the Krishna. How can we worship the other devotees? So Prahlad Maharaj says, nine ways. Ravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Atma Nivedam. All those things. So first and foremost is Shravanam and Kirtanam. So when we hear, we can speak. When we speak, we can hear. So these are two together. Smaranam and Kirtanam will go together. So how can we serve that the great devotees hearing what they speak? This is the worship of the devotees. So fortunately, last week we could hear His Holiness Bhakti Gaurav Swami Maharaj speak about Harikatha. Also, it is a sadhu sangha, lavamatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. So my lavamatra means 1/12 of a second. The second is very quick. If you have 1/12 of a second of an association of a pure devotee like that, of course, everything is due. So we know Valmiki wrote Ramayana. So how did Ratnakar become Valmiki? It is Lavamatra association of Narada Muni. If you see Dhruva Maharaj's story, how Dhruva achieved success, it is Lavamatra association of Narada Muni. And you see, so many devotees get converted when we have the divine association of such great personalities. Thank each and every one of you who have attended on the. Thank you so much. So today we are seeing the last leg of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is observing the armies on the battlefield of the Kurukshetra. So the last section. So we are dealing with the last fourth reason which Arjuna is giving not to fight. That is the destruction of the family traditions. So earlier we have seen compassion is the one reason. Enjoyment. There is no enjoyment if I kill the people. The third is the fear of sinful reactions. If you do wrong, you will get sinful reactions. So we are getting fear. That's why he is not fighting. Today he will discuss about destruction of the family traditions. So in the second chapter, the fifth reason is given in the second chapter, which is indecision. So this is our situation. We give so many reasons for not doing anything war. but ultimately we cannot take any decisions. How to take decisions? What is the method? We'll see in the second chapter. Today is 39th sloka. Thirty-ninth sloka. Repeat after I say, please. Kulakshaya pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana dharmena ste kulam krishnam adharmo abhibhavayate uta. One second. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana dharmena ste kulam krishnam adharmo abhibhavati uta. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family traditions is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in a religion. Perfect. In the system of Varnashrama institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying process in the family, beginning from the birth to the death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purifications may stop, and remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. Therefore, for no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain. So there, here Srila Prabhupada, in one of all the purpose following, describes how a system of culture, there are 6 steps in which the system of culture falls to degradation. We see there is cultural degradation across the whole world and especially in India. See, India is called Vedabhumi. We are losing our correct, correct. Maybe here I guess it. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Krishna. Am I audible? Correct. So, how does a culture gets destroyed? So here Arjuna is afraid of destruction of the family traditions. First is we require some order in our family culture, right? So what kind? If the order is not maintained properly in our family, what happens? Dharma falls down. So in the last class, we have seen why. What is Arjuna confused about? He is confused about taking decision between Kula Dharma and Kshatriya Dharma. Kshatriya Dharma asked him to protect, to kill the aggressors. We have seen so many aggressors. One who sets the fire, to how one who kidnaps the wife. So these are the aggressors. So Kshatriya Dharma says you have to kill them, but Kula Dharma says you have to protect your family members. So we all do, right? We all have family. We all protect our children, family members. This is a duty important. Dharma means you have to protect. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So both type of dharma you have to protect. And in Arjuna's case, Kula Dharma and Kshatriya Dharma are clashing. Aggressors are his own Kula people. Should he protect them or should he kill them? He was worried about that. So when there is a dharma, now Arjuna is giving a reason. He is giving some contrast over here. You see, the Kulakshaya pranashyanti Kula Dharma sanatanaha. Kulakshaya pranashyanti. He is saying Kula Dharma is lost. Pranashyanti means it is destroyed. Sanatana means eternal. we speak about Sanatana Dharma. Today, it is a buzzword around. Sanatana Dharma means eternal duty. Pranashati, what is happening? Kula Dharma is getting lost and Kula Dharma is Sanatana. There is a contradiction now here. In one side he is saying it is being destroyed, and other saying in other time he is saying it is eternal. How can something eternal gets destroyed? These are all elements. Can be destroyed. I can put fire, do anything, it can be destroyed. But how can an eternal thing can be destroyed? You cannot destroy air, right? You cannot destroy sunlight. It is almost eternal. But I'm saying air is destroyed. It looks something silly, isn't it? So we think that Arjuna is silly over here. We have to understand here Arjuna is overpowered by illusion. We say it is Maya. Maya kappesindanna. So what does this Maya will do? It says that what is destroyed is permanent. It gives you as an illusion that which is destroyed is a permanent thing. Which is permanent thing can be destroyed. This creates a misconception in our us. So we see, so we are materially attached. Yeah, name, fame, all these things. But are these permanent? No. Till the time we exist, it might be there. Hare Krishna. So he is saying it is destroyed. Kula Dharma is being destroyed over here. And he is saying it is Sanatana. We have to understand what is eternal and what is destroyable. We hear in a lot in news that Sanatana Dharma should be abolished. I will destroy the Sanatana Dharma. Isn't it? So many politicians, they are claiming that Sanatana Dharma will be destroyed. But is Sanatana Dharma can be destroyed? No. But we have to understand what is this Sanatana. If you don't understand what is this Sanatana, what are we serving and what are we trying to protect? Kula Dharma, sorry, Dharma is of two types. So everything has a levels of operation. One is at a lower level and is a higher level. So Dharma is also at the two levels. One is lowest level and other is highest level. Lowest level is called Apara Dharma. Second Dharma is called Paro Dharma. Para means highest. There are two types. So Apara Dharma means Kula Dharma. So the duties which are for our relationships, like husband and wife relationship, father mother relationship. So what we do regularly in our bodily attachments, they are all Kula Dharma. This we have to do. So Dharma is required. In second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says we have dual identity. So we have bodily level Dharma and we have spiritual Dharma, which is called Sanatana Dharma. So regular day-to-day activities are called Kula Dharma. And second is Paro Dharma. So Bhagavatam 1 chapter, Canto 1, second chapter, 6th sloka says, Save Pumsham Paro Dharmo, Yeto Bhaktir Adokache, Ahituki Apratihata Yayatma Suprasisadati. So what is here? Para Dharma is being talked about by Krishna. Sorry, by Sukadev Goswami. What is that Paro Dharma? Unmotivated and uninterrupted service to Adokaja, one who is unborn. Who is that unborn? Krishna is that unborn entity. So when we do the Bhagavata Dharma, it is the highest Dharma. Nityam, it is said, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So Bhagavata Sevaya means Bhagavatottama and the book Bhagavata. So last week we have seen the Maharaj is the Bhagavatottama. Serving such Maharajas is one kind of doing the Bhagavata Dharma. Second is reading and understanding and implementing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam into our lives. We have to do Nityam. It's 24/7, 365 days, not only Sundays, 2 hours. So dharma means, Srila Prabhupada translates dharma as loving devotional service. So service. Our eternal identity is to serve something. Either you serve the nation, serve our people, something, or if you don't have any other person, we'll serve the dogs. So that is the service. We all have the service attitude, and which should be done as a loving. It should be not forced. You should be inspired to do that. That is called loving service. And devotion means to the towards Na and his devotees. So when we render such service, that is called the parodharma. So here, Arjuna is confused about this parodharma and aparadharma. So sometimes when situation comes, we are in such a situation. Should I follow dharma or should I follow aparadharma? What kind of dharma should I follow? So everyone will be facing such a situation. And here Arjuna, as a devotee, is showing how a devotee should render. When a clash of dharma and parodharma and aparadharma is coming, how we have to choose it. That is the that is the category characteristics of Arjuna, which is being shown over here. And what did Arjuna do here? He's doing here. Arjuna is refusing to fight, isn't it? So if you say, if people hear about this Bhagavad Gita, there are two types of opinions come into picture. So seeing Arjuna's plight, plight over here, Arjuna's situation. So we may think, oh, Arjuna has done so many wars. He's supposed to be a great warrior. He's a coward now. When time comes, he's running away. It is fear driven. సో పీపుల్ సే బయటకే మాట్లాడతారు అంతను చేయమంటే ఏమి రాదు ఉట్టుట్టి మాటలండి అంతే కదా సో ఇట్ లుక్స్ లైక్ హిపోక్రసీ we think Arjuna as a acting as a on a cowardly platform, on a fear platform. And some other people say it is heroic. It is not easy for such a great person to pull out of the war. It's not so easy. So if you see the history of Krishna and Kalyavan, so when Krishna wanted to punish Kalyavan, Kalyavan challenges Krishna for a war, and Krishna runs away. That's why in Gujarat he is called Ranchodrai. There Krishna is running away from the war. Now here Krishna is inciting for the war. You yourself are running away. The Kalyavan is there, and you are running away from the war and asking me to fight the war. So what should I do? Should I run or should I not run? But if I understand what is Krishna's intention behind it, when you read Shastras, it is not the externals that matters. Externally, they look good or bad, right or wrong, moral or immoral. But we have to understand what is the reason behind such an action. It is called bhava. So Krishna is running away from the Kalyavan to make Muchukunda awake. There is another devotee who is coming in the line of Rama. He is called Muchukunda. He used to help the Devatas fight the war against the demons. So after he was fighting the war, he was struggling. He was fatigued. And Devata says, what varam you want? What benediction you want? And Muchukanda asks, I want uninterrupted sleep. I'm tired. I want sleep so that I can resume my services. And whoever wakes me up from that will be burnt. And Krishna wanted Muchukanda to wake up. He wants his devotee, and he wants Kalyavan to be punished. And he used these two boons and into one place. So that is the reason why Krishna ran away. Whatever Krishna does is an exemplary thing. It's called Ranchodrai, Kir Chor. So many names. But the same thing we should not emulate. So what happens? We see a greater people and try to imitate the same thing. We say Shiva drank bhang and smoking. So I also smoke. So we can see in Kashi all those things. But Shiva also drank poison. Will we doing poison? No. We say Krishna enjoyed with the girls. Let me enjoy with the girls. Krishna lifted the mountain. Will we lift? No. So whatever is convenient for us, we try to emulate the greatest people. We should follow Anukarana. Yes, because we are not God. So there are if you see, there are so many web series. If you see, one statement is Krishna enjoyed with the girls. I will send the girls.
But that part of Krishna, having a wrong message to the
Because we are not following the parampara. So all those information, because even Srila Prabhupada says, don't jump into the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If you see the Bhagavata Saptas happening around, they directly jump onto Rasa Leela. There is Prahara Leela, there is Govardhan Leela. There are so many beautiful pastimes, isn't it? We can discuss that pastimes, right? But why are we speaking about Govardhan Leela? Sorry, Gopi Leela. Our consciousness is not right, and people outside are quoting this Leela to for their own enjoyment, isn't it? So we are trying to become God. Outside there are so many apasampradayas. They say there is no God, or if there is, you are the God. Today you follow, tomorrow you become the God. Isn't it looking good? Can we become God? No, right? So there are different levels and different levels. This same mistake is happening in the entire world. The media, all those people who are coming from Sampradaya are creating all the newses. If you open YouTube, you get all these messages, right? There are so many speakers, big beards, so many great people. They're speaking about the same Bhagavad Gita. But what message they are conveying? Ultimately, it is going on to there is no God or you are the God. And this is the root cause of our fall down. There are so many things Krishna has said, but we don't want what Krishna has said. Krishna has spoken about Bhagavad Gita. Now, tomorrow you take Bhagavad Gita outside. Please read Bhagavad Gita. No, I don't have time. You speak about Ras Leela, you can enjoy the results. Thousands of people will subscribe. Isn't it? For that Bhagavatam, there are people who are subscribing. And there are so many other games. Before going into the Gopi Bhav, what is Gopi's relationship with Krishna? Yes, people don't have what is Gopi Bhav. First of all, we don't have any Bhav. We don't have any Bhav. And we are talking about a pure devotee of Gopi. So, all those things. So, instead of that, we'll discuss about so many pastimes. When our consciousness is purified, we can talk about Gopi. There are Shiva devotees. They don't want to drink poison, but they say Shiva drank bhang, I also drink bhang. This is wrong. So we have to be very careful. What is the essence of the message all about? The speaker is talking about.
Can I answer?
Yes.
For my doubt, for sure, just taking and when you change somewhere, they pop up.
Yes.
First, you only take it for his elevated, condition for the news. And yes, really taken that. Yes, really taken it
Yes.
for that purpose.
Yes.
Then don't you think it is not wrong for people? I mean, why did he take? I would like to know why.
So sometimes we love our children, right? We take care of our children. Sometimes to bring the children into the right path, sometimes we have to go into their path, isn't it? We have to become a children and come to that level. And from that level, you have to sync with the child and slowly you have to pull them out of the wrong direction. And Krishna is called, Shiva is called Asutosha, and he is worried about his children. He is taking care of so many people. So he is coming to such a level. He is syncing with them and trying to pull them out of that. Ultimately, what Shiva said, Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Sri Rama Nama Varanani. What did he say? Ramanama. So how many Shiva devotees are chanting the Ramanama? If they are followers, real followers of Shiva, they have to chant the holy names of Ram. Adi Shankaracharya said, Bhaja Govindam, Modamate. But what are the followers of the Adi Shankaracharya doing? Are they really chanting the holy names of Govinda? All the Shastras are saying, Harinam eva kevalam, Harinam eva kevalam, Harinam eva kevalam, Kalo Nasteva Gati Ranyata. How many of the people are telling Ramanama, Krishnanama is the ultimate goal of the life? This is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures. Are we doing that? right? So we are following all the people. So people think that some are following Shiva. They are going into the wrong direction. But Shiva is going to that level and bringing out of that. So Srila Prabhupada says, there is no point going inside to the Himalayas and doing the tapasya. People are suffering over here. Come and spread this Krishna consciousness and give life to them. And no other sannyasis will do that. So this is the mood of Shiva. This is the mood of our acharyas. We take the risks going into the materialistic people, pull them out. By the way, Shiva is not affected by the sparks. That's not. Yeah, yeah, you can. So these are the wrong conceptions. So now people will think that Arjuna is coward or heroic. But what is Arjuna's mind over here? Is he thinking that, oh, I'm doing a great job? No, I'm fear. Never he's talk about fear except for the fear of the sinful reactions. So Arjuna's concern is not of cowardly nature or heroism. Is in a different way. Suppose when you go into the fight and into argument, what will you do? We will see you have done this. You have talked to me like this. You have done all the bad things, isn't it? But never Arjuna has deliberated on that. Did he say Draupadi was Vastraband happened? We are being thrown out of that? No. He sings Swajanam Hi Krishna. These are my people. He is including Duryodhana into that. But if you are into Arjuna's place, you say, Duryodhana has done all this nonsense and I will kill Duryodhana right now. But Arjuna was not saying that. Arjuna was not giving a justification to run away or to that. What Arjuna is doing here is before committing into the act, he is verifying Krishna, giving all the reasons. I am considering these are the reasons which is affecting me. Am I going in the right way? Tell me, Krishna, am I going in the right way? He is checking with his crew before taking a decision. And one of the reasons he is giving is destruction of the family traditions. We see what is the importance of a family tradition over here. We don't have such a knowledge even at the Arjuna's when 1% of the Arjuna level. We see what is the importance of a family tradition. So Arjuna doesn't succumb to this normal human tendency. He's not giving any normal tendencies. Who is Arjuna? He is graduated from Saptarishis. All the seven acharyas has trained him. Krishna personally training Arjuna right from the birth. And when Urvasi tempted him, he didn't say mother. He could see mother in Urvasi. Outside, if we see people, immediately when some distraction comes in the form of a woman, we are ready to go it, isn't it? How strong his senses are. Such a person, when he is speaking, it is at certain level. So we are trying to understand 1% of the level of Arjuna. What is Arjuna thinking about it? Arjuna is not speaking at the human level, at our level. So he doesn't use their blindness. They say, they are blind, let us be blind, don't see anything. We also do war. They wanted war, we also want war. This is not the level which Arjuna is talking about. When something unexpected happens in our life, our real nature comes out. When everything is going fine, it is easy to say, thank you so much. If somebody is scolding you or torturing you, is it easy for you to say, thank you? You have done a good thing for me. When somebody gives you a nice gift, say, yes, thank you. But when somebody gives a nice advice, hey, he is giving nice advice. I know, I am an elder. I know everything. Ego comes out, right? So when instructions is given, we don't want to follow. When something good happens to us, we say thank you. Are we meaning that thank you? Saying thank you is easy, but we have to really mean that thank you. So our test of the character comes when we are suffering, not when we are happy. When suffering comes into the life, what is your real character? Our real character that comes out. When someone blames you, There are few kinds of people. They walk away. Just go away from there. These are all nonsense. I'll go away. But they don't speak any harsh words. They don't retaliate. Some go away after speaking harsh words. They speak. They also speak their own way and then go away. But they don't use swearing words. I will see your end today. I will make sure that you are unhappy today. And they mean that. Sometimes they say they don't do that words. But there are people who mean that swearing. They see that you are unhappy that day. There are people who speak about like foul languages. But when argument comes, some people use fist, isn't it? Let's see. Let blow your face. But people raise their hands, but they won't beat you. There are some people who come and beat, but they don't use weapons. There are some people who go to the extent of getting the weapons, but they don't harm you with the weapons. There are people who take the weapon and do harm you. So there are people who respond to the same situations in a different way. But ultimately, we have to understand what Dharma wants. It's not what I want. What Dharma wants in this, whether you should pick up a weapon, pick up a fist, or words, or let's go away somewhere. So these are all right actions, but what Dharma wants at that level, we have to understand that. That is what Arjuna is saying. Here, Arjuna's fear is not about the death. It is about the wrongdoing. He doesn't want him to do any wrong. Because when a leader does something wrong, the followers also do the same thing mistake. Isn't it? So Arjuna doesn't want something wrong he does. He wants what is right for Dharma to be done. He's taking with Krishna, what should I do now? So he is considering the social background. If you see, so many wars are happening, right? In the Western countries, Iran, Israel. So war means two armies should fight. And even in the modern wars, a non-civilian should not be harmed. That is the rule of war. But what is happening over there? Innocent children are being killed in the name of war. Isn't it? Is it right? And what is happening? Recently, I have seen the people are moved from Gaza into a what is a place? What is called? Let's call some place. Yes. So bunkers, all those things, they're displaced from the natural position, and because of that, many of the women were raped by the people there. Isn't it? Is it right? All right. The outcome of the war is very disastrous. Selfish war. And Arjuna didn't want that selfish war to happen. Social breakdown. Women become predators. The olden days, when the war happened, and when nobody was taking care of the women, and women were taken as predators, as prey. They were brutally raped, killed. So this is the outcome of a war, and which Arjuna did not want. This is the destruction of the family traditions. So 40th sloka. So let me forgot. So there is we talked about 6-step sequences, right? So there are 6 steps how a family culture falls down. The first, which is what Arjuna is giving, is death of the elderly family. Elderly members are very much important in the maintenance of the culture. Today, we are into different working cultures. So nuclear families, there are no elders to guide younger people. That's why so many divorce rates. There is no elder person who is guiding the couples in what is right and what is wrong, isn't it? I don't want elders in the family because they are burdened. So when the COVID outbreak has happened, you can see so many elderly people thrown out of the homes in the name of the COVID. And in some country, when they open the old age home, people dead, rotten inside. Nobody is there to look. And then I don't forgot the country name. A minister had the loneliness minister. We have home minister, finance minister, but their loneliness minister is there because all these elderly people are thrown out. And because of that, what is happening today? can see the loss of culture. And family traditions stop. With the destruction of the dynasty, the entire family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. So people go into irreligious mode. We will see the 40th sloka. Adharma Bhavat Krishna. Adharma Bhavat Krishna. Pradushyanti Kulastriya. Strishu Dustasu Varshneya. Jayade Varna Shankara. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the woman of the family becomes polluted. And from the degradation of the womanhood, O descendant of Rushni, comes unwanted progeny. Forward. Good population in human society is a basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. The Varnashrama's religious principle are so designed that the good population would prevail in the society for a general spiritual progress of the state and community. Such population depends on the chastity and faithless faithfulness of its womanhood. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both the children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. According to Chanakya Pandita, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of the religions activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to good population eligible for participating in the Varnashrama system. On the failure of the such Varnashrama dharma, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in the society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of the war and pestilence. So Shastra says if a woman is going into the wrong direction, not behaving as per that, it is the man who has to be blamed. Man might be husband, a father, or a brother. It is a man who is responsible for the degradation of the society. Why? We'll see it. So here, this is a very deep thought. Generally, if we speak this outside, it provokes some controversial things. There is a deep thought inside it. So we see elders are destroyed. Say Arjuna said elders are destroyed. What is the purpose of elders? So recently, I have seen one advertisement of a paste. So what is that paste? Advertising before the advertising the brand. It is showing some relationship. And there is an old lady. The old lady is sitting at a restaurant, and her children, one boy child and one girl child, along with the family, were sitting. And he says, yes, why am I happy? And she shows the engagement ring. An old lady is showing the engagement ring. So what is the purpose at that time? She could have sat and thought about Krishna and Rama and with one of the child. The girl child has a responsibility and male child has the same responsibility for their parents. And she says, I am getting married so that I require some partner. So in the old days, old people should be under the shelter of the children. But what is this ad conveying? So you can enjoy at any stage. If elders are becoming such like that, what will happen to the younger generation? When there is an ego developing in the couple, what will they do? Oh, take divorce. It's easy. Take the divorce and get married again. After getting married to another person, will you be happy? Are you sure that the girl which is coming next or the boy which is coming next will treat you in a nice way? The same situation. Why? Krishna says it is dukkhalayam shashvatam. Everyone coming into the life, make sure you are unhappy over here, so that you will understand what is this real happiness is. And if the elders are saying the same thing, Where is our culture going into? What is, if I ask you, what is the purpose of the marriage? Why should a people get married? We know people say if you get married, unnecessary freedom is lost. I cannot enjoy. Today I'm a bachelor. I can go here and there. If I get married, I cannot move. There are responsibilities. Knowing that, why are people getting married? What is the purpose of marriage? Elders are saying, today you are born, IIT, NEET, work done. So now you are into profession. One house is ready. Now you are settled. Now you should get married. Now if the child asks, why should I get married, father? What will you say? Why should we get married? Being all this now. Grihastha Dharma. So what is that Grihastha Dharma? Can you please elaborate? Mm. Um, yeah. Yes. 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 Mm. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Yes. 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 So ultimately, the same thing here Arjuna is trying to convey. Srila Prabhupada is conveying the same thing. So we are up to maintenance of dharma. So creation, maintenance is much more important. So we have to maintain this dharma. You are maintaining dharma is following the dharma, which is grahastha dharma, which is called varnashrama dharma. So grahastha dharma is one wing of the varnashrama dharma, right? Brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. So this dharma should be maintained. Ultimately, everyone does something for happiness, isn't it? It is only for happiness I will do. If there is no happiness, I will not do. So maintain. How does maintaining dharma gives you happiness? Actual real happiness comes from maintaining the dharma. So you see outside people, some Prabhuji was saying mentalistic people. There are so many rogues outside. So are they good progeny? All right. If you have good progeny into the culture, you will be happy. People will be happy when the good progeny is there. You are surrounded by thieves. Will you be happy? No, right? So today we lock, we do so many locking system. We put in the banker system. Why? Because I don't have trust in the society. People are thieves. There are certain villages where there is no doors. Why? Because the dharma is still there in that place, and dharma is lost in this place. And you are not happy when good progeny is not there in that surroundings. So each and every culture wants good progeny into the system. You have to bring nice nice people. So as an elder parents, what you have to give culture to the people, so that they can become a nice value to the country. Forget about devotion. Devotion is the second level. First of all, we have to become a good human beings. So the purpose of the marriage life, the purpose of the children, is to infuse good citizens into the culture.
Not cooperation of our issue. Just the humans don't respect.
But humans doesn't become extent. Yes, continuity should be there. So continuity, now people are talking about the continuity as only. The continuity of population with a religious way. There should be religion. So people will not get extinct. There are some way progeny is happening, but the progeny is good or bad is dependent upon the elders. So whether the person becomes a good person or a bad person, it is up to the parents who is responsible for that. Our Indian culture is such that when the father is also 95 years old and the son is around 75 years old and son is doing wrong, it father takes the responsibility. I did not raise my child properly. But this is not happening in the Western culture. After 18, you are independent, I am independent. So whatever you do wrong is not, I'm not responsible for that. This is not happening. This is not the way. Parents are responsible, even the parents die. They are responsible. That's called Pitru. So the state of Pitrus also depend on our culture. So continuity of the culture is required because all the forefathers will also get affected by that. So if we don't nourish our children in a proper way, we are getting affected whether you die or not. So even in a living, we see so many people throwing their parents out, isn't it? Who is responsible for that? Of course, first level, the child is responsible, and another way, parents are also responsible. We are also responsible for that. You have reaped that plant, and we are getting the fruit of that. So, as a citizen, so we have to give good progeny into the population. Then only you can be happy. When people are doing the duties according to the system, that is what brings you happiness. And Arjuna is speaking about the good progeny over it. The basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in every life is the good progeny. That is why we have to have Varnashrama system. That is called Vedic culture. We talk about Vedic culture. Vedic culture. That is called Varnas. It's called Daivi Varnashrama system. 4 Varnas and 4 ashramas. So this we'll talk about in the next coming classes. So this is the class we had. So bringing good dynasty, continuity, as you said, continuity is more required for any species. So therefore, good marriage is required. Depends on the this depends upon the chastity or the faithfulness of the woman. So it is said in the Shastra that if one woman is polluted, 100 generations are affected. If one lady is polluted now, the 100 generations which is coming next is already affected. So women are much more important to our system. Just like we have prime minister, he is one important member of a constitution. So he's the most important one because he's called, let's say, he's called prime minister, and we have to protect the prime minister. And based on the prime minister, and whole country relies upon the decision which he takes, isn't it? So what happens? You secure security, physical security as well. So when prime minister is given a physical security and security says you should not go there, you should not go there, is dictated by the security people, isn't it? For the protection. Similarly, men are a security for the women. Women are compared to the gold. So there is one example, one story which I heard, given by a professor. So this professor was interacting with two ladies who is dressed inappropriately. He said, I can dress whatever way I like. And professor gave a beautiful lecture. Women are like a gold, which is very precious. So we want to treasure that gold. So for that treasure of the gold, you cannot put the gold outside the road and say, don't touch. This property belongs to so and so. You should not touch. Will it happen? It will not happen. So you have to keep the gold in a proper secured location and invite the proper person, one who is eligible for that gold, they can take out the gold and then own it out the gold, isn't it? So there are gold mines. So people going outside, there are uncultured people going there and drawing the gold. What will happen? Everything gets destroyed. The land gets destroyed. Everything gets destroyed. But when authorized person enters there and digs that gold, and it gets converted into an ornament. Similarly, a valuable husband, when a proper husband is being given to that lady, a beautiful ornament out of that lady comes, which is called mother. Mother is much more important in our culture. That's why it's called Matru Devo Bhava. A husband, proper husband, converts a girl into a nice ornament of mother. But if that gold is left outside, what will happen? She gets destroyed. So the way we dress, the both male and female, how they dress depends upon our culture, what parents are given to us. So this was the criteria. So we have to protect our girls. This is the idea which was in the older tradition. And men used to go to the Gurukul, and women used to train under the mother and father. How should I serve my husband? How should I serve my family? Because this girl is the one who has capacity to combine these two families. The only girl has that. A man doesn't have that. Man can end outside, but human relations are maintained by women because of the emotional aspect given by God for the woman. And these emotions should be properly protected. And there are rules and regulations for both men and women. If you go outside the rules and regulations, unwanted progeny happens. What is this unwanted progeny happens? This is what Dharma talks about. The rules and regulations are Varnashrama Dharma. And if your Dharma is not protected, you are going against the rules. He's saying unwanted progeny happens. What does unwanted progeny happen mean? Can anyone guess what is that unwanted progeny is? Today, people have birth controls, pills, all those things. Sometimes those birth controls will fail. Because did not want the child, and child happened, they are unwanted. They are not unwanted means because I didn't plan, they came out. This is unwanted. Unwanted progeny means uncivilized people who doesn't know about the thing. Such people will create all the problems in the society. Why Sanatana Dharma? Why should we follow all these things? Leave it. Because he doesn't know what is Dharma. And what is happening in that other part of the world, other people are attacking in Hindu communities because they don't know their dharma. Every religion is speaking about one thing. Religion means to love God, but they don't know what is the religion all about, and one religion is attacking the another religion, and what is happening? Chaos, isn't it? These are the people who are called unwanted. One who doesn't know the actual dharma, one who doesn't know how to follow the dharma, they are called unwanted civilization. That is called. So we as a parents and elders, we have a responsibility to train our children in this Varnashrama Dharma. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your listeners. So to protect that requires, so women needs to be protected. Women and children both are very innocent, emotional. They need to be protected both physically and religiously. External physical we have to protect, and religion. We have to give dharma to our family members. These two things are required for good propagation. No. Yes. Oh, happy Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So it is said, woman requires a proper marriage. Nowadays, women are also not going for the marriage. They say, why? I can stay my own way. It is a question of dealing with men. Whatever you do, many of the men are like vultures that you cannot say no. So if you want everything, you have to distribute Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam everywhere. This is what our goal. To make entire society religious, you have to distribute this. Till then, there are people who are like vultures. Either you have to deal with one man or you have to deal with 100 men. The choice is whose? It has individual choice who has to. You deal with one man or 100 men. It is easier to deal with one man than to deal with 100 people. So when you see at least the religious symbols outside in India, people start respecting. If there is no religious symbols outside, they say, "Oh, nice girl." In immediate attention goes. So when you see that accent, oh, she's protected by husband, better don't go away. So people will go.
Fast.
But because it is coming down, this is destruction is happening. It was in the past. It is there in the museum today. Tomorrow it is there, will not be there in the museum also. Because of the same destruction is happening. People are not knowing about what is dharma. Externally thinking about all the things. So we have to educate the people. So unwanted progeny means not progeny created of the birth fail. It is because of the poor consciousness or degraded mindsets. So earlier, so there are samskaras, right? There are 12 samskaras. So last is called Antyeshti Samskara. We will go to Vaikuntha Dham. That's a death. So samskaras of a soul starts when it is in the womb. It is even inside the womb, it will start. So which soul should enter the womb is given by Garbhadana Samskara. Even if you see in the modern marriages, this Garbhadana Samskara comes and goes. So how does it comes and goes? You see that red doll. So they say, you see your child, you play with the child. There's some samskara, that is called Garbhadana Samskara. But there was elaborate Garbhadana Samskara in olden days. We have fast forwarded it. This is not the actual Garbhadana Samskara. So when husband and wife come together with the proper consciousness, a proper conscious person will come into the womb. So if you see the history of Shepamuni and Diti. So this Kashyapa Muni says Diti was longing for relationship with Kashyapa, and Kashyapa is saying this is not the right time. This is Asura Sandhya. We should not unite at this proper moment. Wait for some time. I will finish this Sandhya Murta and come to you and satisfy your desire. And Diti did not listen to him. He forced him to have union. And he said, Kashyapa Muni said, this is the time when Shiva goes with Bhutas. And Shiva is Asutosh. And he doesn't want that demons to without a body. He sent a soul into a body. And when they united, two great souls entered. Who are they? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So that story tells that when people are having union at the wrong time in a wrong consciousness, a Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu with like souls will enter. What is Hiranyaksha? Gold digger. He removes the gold. Thereby, what is happening? Death has fallen down. Now we are also Hiranyakashipus, correct? Hiranyakshas, finding gold somewhere all the way. And now what is happening? Environmental changes, you can see. So see the fate of the earth. So we are all representatives of Hiranyakshas. Because today's progeny is happening in the wrong time. So Garbhadana, when the right movement. So it is said, before union, husband and wife should chant the name of Lord Hari at least 52 rounds. That was the consciousness. At that time, when they unite, a person from the Vaikunta comes, and this Vaikunta person delivers the people outside. These are our acharyas who are coming. Their parents had a union like that. And we can see they are delivering so many people. The better late than never. It is better late than never. What happened? So now it is our duty to make ourselves and our children into Krishna consciousness. So we can repent now also. We can do it now also. And here, one of the important statement is given by Srila Prabhupada over here. He has quoted Chanakya Pandita. He said, women are generally not very intelligent and not therefore not trustworthy. If I speak this outside, it sparks controversy, isn't it? And Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is saying here, women are not intelligent. What type of intelligence is spoken about? So we have to see. If you take a statement outside from the context, it gives wrong meanings. That's what is happening in the over YouTube. People take outside from the some statement from the lecture and say this person has spoken like this. So these are people who are like this. Then what is this all about? So what does intelligence mean? There are two types again: spiritual and material. If I talk about material intelligence, you can see so many women working outside, right? Creating wonders. Sometimes head of the country is also woman, isn't it? If a woman can handle a country, can't she handle a home? This requires intelligence, right? And now you are saying this is women are not intelligent. Means there is something wrong. I'm not speaking about material intelligence. Now, what about spiritual intelligence? Then you are saying spiritual intelligence means intelligence of the soul. Soul doesn't have any gender, male or female. So, what type of intelligence are you talking about over here? So, there is some kind of patriarchy, right? Men are considered to be higher, women are less intelligent, they don't know anything. It because they don't understand, coming from the sampradaya, they don't understand what is intelligence all about. Intelligence means knowing the interaction between the soul and body. The second chapter, Krishna starts with this intelligence. Know who you are. I do not know what is this body all about, what is this soul all about. So recently, I was hearing from my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So four qualities of devotion. The one first concept, a first important quality required for a devotee is simplicity. Simplicity is the first and foremost qualification for a devotee. If you see any satsangs happening, you can see so many women coming, right? Men generally are not coming. So we can see satsangs are being handled by women. So my Maharaj was telling, once he was giving a class in somewhere in Mumbai, 500 people attended, out of which 499 are women, and one person was holding the baby. He asked, where are your husbands? Why only you came? Where are your husbands? They said, they're busy sitting at reading newspaper. This is the situation. Husbands don't come. You see, so many people, women are coming out because of simplicity. That is an important concept. When women are so simple that they can accept God easily. Men are rational, logical. You give so many reasons. They say, why this? Why not? Why this? Why all kinds of nonsense reasons. And they say, no. Women are so simple that they immediately they accept the Shastras. That's why women come into religious first. They do so many services. So recently I am doing a transcription service for one of the Maharaj. And most of the people are women, handling nicely. So if I'm talking about women are not intelligent, I'm not speaking about material, I'm not speaking about spiritual. Then what am I talking all about? So intelligence means discrimination between body and soul. What is this body all about? What is this soul all about? So when we see Shastras, it talks about he, Purusha. So Purusha means one who is enjoyer, not male, not biologically male. One who tries to enjoy is called Purusha. One who tries to be enjoyed is called female, Prakriti. So you see, so many Shastras depict intelligence as Stri and enjoyer as a Purusha. So if our intelligence is going in the wrong direction, if you are not able to discriminate between body and the soul, you are unintelligent. That is called female, Prakriti. So one, you have to understand what is the difference between body and the soul, which Krishna starts all about in the next chapter. He doesn't answer Arjuna's all the questions. You have to do like this, you have to do like this. He did not give. He started with self-realization. That's what we have started our course with. Science of self-realization or happiness. First of all, if you don't know who you are, you have identity crisis, then what works are we going to do? Isn't it logical, right? I should understand. When Shastras are talking about intelligence, it is about the truth of a life, which is the body and the soul. Here, the woman refers to the false intelligence, not the physical woman. One who is a devotee of Krishna is always intelligent because he knows what is body and what is the soul. One who is not the Krishna devotee is an unintelligent person. That is what Srila Prabhupada means by that. And being woman, being the physical woman, being more emotional, this emotion has a greater benefit in the spirituality. People, women come very fast in the spirituality. They chant the holiness very easily. But there is a problem over here. If it is not properly guided, they can be misguided. Like children, they don't know what is right and wrong. If parents are not guiding, they go into the wrong direction. Somebody may kidnap. So that's why elder members of the family who knows the dharma protect this woman intelligence and give this knowledge to each and everyone so they understand you are not this body, you are the soul. This is spiritual life. This is not happiness. This is happiness. People don't have a definition of happiness and enjoyment today. So that's what Srila Prabhupada wanted to mention over here. So what happens when a woman becomes polluted? Thus, unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. These unwanted people will go war. That's what we are seeing today. They are not protected, and that's so. Women get the next two reasons are given by Arjuna. Woman becomes polluted. That's why woman requires protection, and unwanted progeny comes out. Varna Shankara gets formed in the society. So what happens when Varna Shankara comes into the society? It is what first sloka given. Shankaro Narakaeva Kulagnanam Kulasya cha Patanti Pitaro Yesam Lupta Pindodaka Kriya. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances of offering them food and water are certainly stopped. According to the rules and regulations of the fruitative activities, there is a need to offer periodical food and water to the forefathers of the family. This offering is performed by worshipping of Vishnu, because eating the remnants of the food offered to Vishnu can deliver one from all kinds of sinful reactions. Sometimes the forefathers may be suffering from various types of sinful reactions, and sometimes some of them cannot even acquire a gross material body and are forced to remain in the subtle bodies as ghosts. Thus, when remnants of the prasadam food are offered to the forefathers by descendants, the forefathers are released from the costly and other kinds of miserable life. Such help rendered to the forefathers is a family tradition, and those who are not in the devotional life are required to perform such rituals. One who is engaged in the devotional life is not required to perform such actions. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from all kinds of misery. It is stated in the Bhagavatam 11th canto, 5th chapter, 41 sloka. Devarshi Bhutapa Nuranam Pitranam Na Kinkaro Nayam Runi Sarajan. Sarvatma Ya Saranam Saranyam Kato Mukundam Parihatya Kartam. Anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of the liberation, giving up all kinds of obligations, and has taken to the path of in all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, what happens when Varna Shankara is created? It is said one is religion comes out. So, we have seen religion means love of God, irreligion means hatred of God. Hatred of God comes in different varieties. I am God, you are God, there is no God. All these kinds of philosophies are called religious philosophies. So this Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, second sloka mentions that Dharma Projita Kaitavatra Dharma. So what happens when you read Bhagavatam? Wrong conceptions of the religions will go and right conception of religion come into your life. So that's why you have to read Bhagavatam regularly. So what is Varna Shankara doing? Varna Shankara actually are uncultured and create a life of hell. They are people who creates hellish to the people, to the family members, and outside the family members, they create hellish conditions. They populate the world and they will disrupt everyone just by their family or opponents of the family. So we can see so many, we can see IT culture, all those things. The bosses will torture like it. Their bosses torture them, and these torture all the people. So this is the hierarchy is coming. Parampara of demons. One torture the other. Why? Because all the people are Varna Shankara. This is Ugra Karma. Doing more work than the required is Ugra Karma. Destroying your soul. What is this soul all about? So these are the people who are Varna Shankaras. Arjuna's long-term vision. Yes, in Shreyas and Prayas. Prayas ఉంటుంది, Shreyas ఉంటుంది. So what is this Shreyas? Shreyas means long-term goal. And Arjuna is seeing the long-term vision of the goal. So when the male members are extinguished, females are get raped, unwanted population comes out. When unwanted population comes out, dharma is lost, and we are fighting the dharma. And now what is happening? Adharma is coming out. He is saying, Krishna, adharma is going to come out. Should I go do war or not? And what is mentioned over here? Pitru karyas, pitru karmas are mentioned. So we all do punya, good things. So there are upper planetary systems, heavenly planets, 14 planetary systems. Have you seen S.V. Rangadu dialogue? Atalu Vitalu Sutala Paatala, all those things, dialogue. He'll give you a nice dialogue. So these are all the 14 planetary systems. Upper planetary systems are called heavenly planets, and lower planetary systems are called hellish planets, and middle is called Bhuloka, Bhumandal. So Bhumandal is a place where you can create karma, extinguish karma. In the upper planetary systems, heavenly planets and lower planetary systems, we can use our karma. You cannot create karma, but all the karma allotted at that point will be exhausted. Now you are given a credit card. You can go to Mauritius, all this place. Swipe. You enjoy swipe. What will happen? Card gets declined. You have to come back and work for the card. Suppose you are doing wrong things, you are jailed. After sometimes your jail gets extinguished, you will come out. Ultimately, whether you are in heaven or hell, you have to come into this Bhumandala. So only in this Bhumandala, when you got a human body, you can create karma or you can transcend the karma. So we have the opportunities. Not any living entity can do that except for human beings, which is to serve the Supreme Lord Krishna and his devotees. So when you do average punya, punya is also average, above average, and higher. The highest is Satyaloka or Brahmaloka. You can go up to that place. The lowest average kind of heavenly planets are called Pitruloka. So they are called Pitrus. Forefathers stay there. So when one member of the family passes, when you do Pitru Karyam, one member is released from the Pitru family, and this Pitru will come and take birth in your dynasty, and this person will go into the Pitruloka. That is called pending area. There are so many cases pending in the court, right? Similarly, there are so many cases pending whether they want to go upper planetary system or lower planetary system. These are called Pitrulokas. So, to remove that person from the Pitruloka, make it to heaven or hell places, you have to do Pitrukarya. So, when we are born with 5 runas, 6 runas. Runa ఉంటుంది. We are indebted. To whom? First is we are indebted to Devatas, demigods. Give us necessity life. So we are getting from Surya Deva light, from Chandra Deva moonshine. So we are Devatas. So many Devatas. We are indebted to them because they are giving something else. How can we do that? How can we clear Runa for them? You have to do Karma Kanda activities. Agnihotra. That's why you have to do Agnihotrams regularly. That is the purpose of Grihastha. So in every Grihastha Dharma, you have to have that Yajna Homam going regularly. That is for Devatas. By sacrificing that Havisu, we say Swaha. When you do the Swaha, the food goes to all the Devatas. And they get nourished and they give you all the facilities. Second is Rushis, saints. So gives us a Vedic knowledge on how to live and why to live. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada took all the effort and pain to give this Bhagavad Gita to all of us. Why? How we have to understand how we should live, how we have to progress in our life. We are indebted to him. Then what should we do? This is called Swadhyaya, means self-study. You have to learn and learn from a parampara and yourself. What is this Bhagavad Gita all about? What is this Bhagavatam all about? We have to do the self-study. Third is other living entities. Prabhupada's father, earlier, what happened? When Prabhupada's father was a merchant, cloth merchant, there was a mouse, rat roaming here and there, fighting the garments. What will you do? You will put a rat trap, that gum, all those things, rat poison, all you will do it. But Prabhupada's father did not do that. He kept a food outside in a corner, and rats used to come and eat and go. He didn't touch the material. So in olden days, we used to have kalapi, what is called cow dung bath, and we used to put that rangoli with rice flour. So why rice flour was to be put so that ants will come there and eat and go. They will not disturb inside. So all this cow dung will not allow the mosquitoes inside. There is no requirement of mosquito repellent. Now no need to kill. So our entire Vedic system was surrounded that all the people, all the living entities who coexisted. Jivo jivasya jivanam. What is that? Loka samasta sukhino bhavanti. It means every living entity. So that is what our third duty. We have responsibility for each and everyone. You have seen the temples, outside the temples, you have food placed out. Why Pujari puts the food out? Because the lower living entities cannot enter the temple. For them to eat, they kept the prasada. No prasada is required for that. So third is for the living entities. Fourth is our relatives. So we have to help them keep the relationship. Bhagavad Gita doesn't say that you have to no relationship. We can have relationship, but help them keep up the relationship. First in the relationship. So we are responsible for our relatives. Other human beings. So those many people give charity. There are some charities, money, all the things. Highest of charity is knowledge. Distribute books. Prabhupada says, distribute this Bhagavad Gita to all people. That's a charity. Pitrus, for example, our forefathers. How can we do Pitrus? Indodaka, Indakriya, Shraddha ceremony. So this helps us to continue dynasty. So once one Brahmana was saying, if you don't do this Pitru Karya, there cannot be progeny in your family. So that Brahmana was saying, if you don't do Pinda Pradhana, Pinda Karya Shraddha ceremony, there cannot be any progeny further. Now people are trying for child. Why? There is no Shraddha ceremony going on. So as a person, we have to do Shraddha ceremony regularly. Every 1 year we have to do our test. That's the way. So we have to do it ritualistically. We all have to do that. So it is said, when you become a devotee, that is not required. Presently, we are not a devotees. We are trying to be a devotee. If you see His Holiness Chinajaya Swami Maharaj, Sri Sampradaya. So when his mother expired, he did all the things. So all the devotees, Maharajas in our the society, they did all the Pinda Pradhanas. They're doing that. They are saying that we are trying to become a devotee. We are not devotees. We are thinking that we are devotees. No, we are trying to become devotee. When you become a devotee, there is no, these all things are not required. And most important thing is, when you become a devotee, 21 generations before and 21 generations after is already delivered. It's already delivered by one becoming a devotee. So becoming a devotee is the greatest benefit which we can give to our forefathers, living entities, everything. Today the world is suffering because of the lack of Krishna consciousness. That is a problem. When you have Krishna consciousness, everything gets happy. Everything can coexist. That's what happened. Hellish life for the family, and then we are destroyers of the family traditions. So there is a one person, John Lennon, who was a person in Beatles. You know Beatles, right? The Beatles music. So John Lennon is one from the Beatles. He has claimed 90% of the England is born on the Saturday nights because there is no purity. They drink because of drunken, go and progeny is created. Such progeny is called unwanted because they don't know who is there. They are called Varna Shankaras. Text number 42. दोषेर एते कुलज्ञानं वर्णशंकराकारकै उत्सादयन्ते जातिधर्म कुलधर्मश्च शाश्वता. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Community projects for the four orders of the human society combined with the family welfare activities as they are set forth in the institution of the Sanatana Dharma or Varnashrama Dharma are designed to enable the human beings to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of the society brings about chaos in the society, and consequently, people forget the aim of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. So, if you remember, we have discussed in our science of self-realization, we are following the blind. When blind follows the blind, what will happen? Both will fall into the ditch. So, what is blindness is all about? Blindness is all about not knowing the truth of our life. What is called Vishnu? Vishnu is the truth about our life. So, there is one saying: with your belief comes your behavior. Whatever you believe becomes your behavior. With your behavior, your culture gets developed. If I say, what is the culture? So we see our culture is getting lost. India has a rich traditional culture. What is this culture all about? If I ask you the definition of culture, so you should understand culture means an environment created for a higher purpose. So it's an environment created for a higher purpose. What is our higher purpose? Vishnu, Samsiddhir Haridoshno. Whatever we have to do for the pleasure of Krishna. That is our goal. And environment created for that is called the real culture. That was our Bharat, India. That is our Indian culture. And this culture is lost. Why? Because our belief system is lost. When our belief system is lost, our behavior is lost, and behavior is lost, our culture is lost. So we have to give belief to each and everyone. Belief in the scriptures. So Krishna in the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita talks about the entire belief system. How does our belief goes into play? So the belief on Krishna gives you the highest culture. Arjuna was thinking on that level. He is not only responsible for the killing of the aggressors. The aggressors were there. So Kauravas are aggressors. Suppose, for example, there is a 100 room. There is a apartment with 100 rooms, and you have a grudge with one person. You put fire to that apartment. What will happen? Will that apartment only get destroyed? The whole of the apartment gets destroyed, right? Then you cannot claim that I wanted to kill that one person. I'm not responsible for 99. Can you say that? You cannot say that. You are responsible for all the 900 problems we had done. And Arjuna is saying, not only killing this person, solving the problem, I am creating another problem. Amna Shankaras, who is Dharma. Now tell, is one Arjuna talking at a higher level? He's talking about a distance. I am not creating dharma, I am creating adharma in an indirect way. I am responsible. You are responsible. Everyone is responsible. And Krishna is saying Vrishni. It is talking about Vrishni. Addressed as Vrishni. In his Arjuna is giving the dynasty of Krishna. You are coming from Vrishni dynasty. Assuming if you Vrishni dynasty is lost, what will happen? He's challenging Krishna now. If you are keeping your dynasty alive and you are asking me my dynasty to be killed, I am responsible for that. No, I cannot be responsible for that. That's what he said. All the community projects. So what does community projects means? Not this construction of dams, all those things. Any project which upholds this Varnashrama Dharma is called community. Book distribution, Harinama Sankirtan, all these are community projects, and these are all lost. And when Dharma is lost, all the collapse is coming on. That is what Arjuna is talking about. 43rd slok, 43rd. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavatiti anususruma. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by the disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed will always in hell. Arjuna bases his argument not on his own personal experience, but on what he has heard from the authorities. That is the way of receiving real knowledge. One cannot reach the real point of factual knowledge without being helped by the right person who is already established in that knowledge. There is a system in the Varnashrama institution by which, before death, one has to undergo the process of atonement for his sinful activities. One who is always engaged in the sinful activities must utilize the process of atonement called prayaschita. Without doing so, one surely will be transferred to the hellish planets to undergo miserable lives as result of the sinful activities. Now Arjuna is saying, it's not my experience. He is giving the authority. All the disciplic succession, parampara is saying the same thing. All the sastras, guru, sastra, and sadhu, is saying the same thing. If you destroy the family traditions and you are go back to the hellish things, you are creating hellish. So here, our own experience doesn't count into picture. It's called Anumana Pramana. We have seen three Pramanas. What is that? Anumana Pramana, Pratyaksha Pramana, and Shabda Pramana. And Arjuna is here relying on the Shabda Pramana. Authorities are claiming that this is what is happening. So here, importance of authority is given. So when we claim some statement, it should be authoritative. It's not I think, you think. So what is our thinking all about? We are all thinking based on our experiences. If I experience something bad, I will justify my actions. Through Bhagavad Gita, I can claim that smoking is good for health because I am conditioned like that. But it's not that is what required from Bhagavad Gita. What is the output of Bhagavad Gita? It is love towards Krishna. And this is what all the Shastras are mentioning. And people outside are not coming from this bona fide sampradaya. So many nonsense statements are coming on. If you see Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, it is mentioned, Evam parampara pratam imam rajasyo viduhu. So this knowledge should come from a disciplic succession. Without a proper disciplic succession, you cannot accept it. When you read Bhagavad Gita, you ask, who is your guru? Who is your foreguru? Who is your gurus? So it should start from Krishna. So our sampradaya is coming from the Krishna. Krishna coming on to Narada, Brahma to the Narada, Narada to six Goswamis all the way to the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to Srila Prabhupada, all the Guru Maharaj, it is propagating. And you can claim this parampara. Go anywhere in the parampara, the same essence is repeated. When there is no parampara, one will say, this is my opinion, Gita for management. Yes, you can do Gita for management, no issues. But you are applying management in Gita. It's going on different ways. So my conception, I am putting in Gita. This is not the right way. You should go and hear Gita from an authority like Arjuna has done. So what happened? Culture is destroyed, community projects are lost, and dharma is lost. So we had seen 43, and it results in fall down of all things. So 44th sloka. Aho pata mahat pavam kartum vyavasita vayam yat rajya sukha lavena hantum swajanam udyata. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful activities. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our kinsmen. Purport. Driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. There are many such instances in the history of the world, but Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. So here Arjuna is talking about the artificial success in life. So people, what defines our success? The possessions which we have. So if you are wealthy, you are successful. If you are culturally rich, you are successful, isn't it? Money, wealth, name, fame, color. So when a child is born, what is the first question which we will ask? What is the question when a child is born? White or black? Isn't it? తెల్లగా ఉన్నాడా నల్లగా ఉన్నాడు అమ్మాయి అబ్బాయి తర్వాత అది ఎలాగో ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయింది ఐఐటి నీట్లు అని ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయి లోపల ఉండగానే ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయి బయటకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత కలర్ బ్లాక్ కలర్ పుడితే మ్యారేజ్ అవుతుందా అవుదా దట్స్ మై టెన్షన్ సో దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ majority of the people are thinking about. So these are the questions: color, caste, creed, all those things. But what is real success? What is success? Can on these lines, can anyone try what is success? Hmm. So what is success? Giving our 100% capability, whatever. So in that Ramasetu construction, Hanuman was equally success as the squirrel. We think that Hanuman is great. Yes, Hanuman is great. That's not. But squirrel is equally great in the eyes of Lord Ram. So when you are serving the Guru, Krishna, and other sadhus with all your 100% capacity, that is the real success. Even though you are getting tortured, and all the services are not easy. Lifting the mountains, putting it in the river is not such an easy thing. And they did all these things according to their own capacity. Even after that, you have to do the service. Sometimes the result may not come in the same life, may come in the future. You have to be ready for that. It is said, Rupa Goswami said, Utsaha Nishchaya Dhairya. We have to have enthusiasm. Like one day or the other, I'm going to get successful. Krishna is not going to leave me. Radha is not going to leave me. But today they are testing me. Okay, let them be test. But I'm your servant. It is said in the Chaitanya, Aslishyava Padara Pinastuma Mahatam Karotuva. He said, whether you accept my service or not, that doesn't matter. You are my master. I'll give you I submit my service to you. It is you have to decide whether you will accept it or not accept it. Even if you don't accept it, I will render service to you. That is what is service all about. So that is the success. Giving your 100% capacity to serve the devotees and Guru. That is called 100% success. So generally, we define ourselves with the same way. If I have good education, I am successful. If I am having wealthy, I am successful. So these are all artificial way of measuring the success in our life. So what is the problem with this successful? There are two problems in this success, in this material success. One is fickle. What is fickle? Change. Only thing what is constant in this world is change. So all the fashions. In olden days, when you had a telephone, it is success. You are considered to be rich. Today, land phones are outdated. So then came the mobile phones. If you own a mobile phone, you are successful, not the land phones. Now everyone has a mobile phone. If I say I have a mobile phone, I'm successful. I'm having iPhone. People say that. So not having then came the 2G. If you have internet in that mobile, it's good. 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G, 6, 7G. So always the fashion is getting changed. So if you consider that as your success, you're not successful. It is always fickle. Second is it is always valuable. If you have all this wealth, the name, fame, doesn't define your character. Say a poor man is low in character, rich man is a higher in character. You cannot say that. A poor man is good in character, a rich man is poor in character. Is it? So your possessions will not give us character. These are the artificial way of measuring the success in our life. What is our true character based upon? Simplicity, tolerance, acceptability, reciprocation, service. These are all the qualities. When this character is lost, everything is lost. That is what the English proverb mentions. When your character is lost, everything is lost. And character is grounded on the Trinadapi Sunichena principle. Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishna, Amanina Maradena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. All the good qualities come into picture. When you chant the holy names of Krishna, how can you chant the holy names of Krishna if you are not simple? Not simply externally. This looks very simple. Simplicity at the heart. That is what Maharaj was mentioning. We have to be simple at heart. Simplicity at heart means accepting the instructions given by Guru and Krishna without any doubt. You have to accept the instructions of my Guru has given an instruction. Let me follow it. That's what the instructions are about. So who was that Guru or the Tirupati temple? That Lord was Anantachari. That person is Anantachari. If you see, when you go into Tirupati, you can see that that spade thrown into the Anantalwa. By Guru's instruction, he climbed at the Tirupati Balaji temple and he was carrying all the water. Now today we have that nice facility systems. In the olden days there was no facilities. Cheetah will come, all this will come. But every day he used to come down, collect water, go up and do that gardening. Such a simple-hearted person. So that simplicity will attract Krishna. That humility will attract Krishna. That is called the success in our life. So today, so we don't need to give up our positions. No need. So simply means I have to relinquish all the things. Nothing you need to do. You have to engage every aspect of your positions in the service of Krishna. That is what his simplicity is all about. I have money, engage in the service. I have time, engage in the service. I have this, engage in the service. I have contacts, engage in the service. How can I engage them into Krishna consciousness? That makes you simple person. So this Bhagavad Gita will convert this fickle-minded nature into simple-minded nature. Arjuna is talking about here. Prabhupada is talking about here. 45th shloka. Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanyah Ratarashtra rane hanyos tanme kshemataram bhavet. Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresting on the battlefield. It is a custom according to Kshatriya fighting principles that an unarmed and unwilling foe should not be attacked. Arjuna, however, decided that even if attacked by the enemy in such an awkward position, he would not fight. He did not consider how much the other party was bent upon the fighting. All these symptoms are due to the soft-heartedness resulting from his being a great devotee of the Lord. So when we become a devotee of Krishna, our steel-like hearts will become butter-like hearts, and that butter like Krishna likes butter. So Krishna steals our heart. So that is called soft-heartedness. So it is said, you are what you eat. So what we take, we will become that. So if you take butter, you will like your heart becomes not physical butter. You take the butter like words. Our hearts become butter, and that butter Krishna will steal. That is what first quality about a devotee. Soft-heartedness is being talked about here. So here, so Krishna is telling you have to fight war for the religion. There are other religions also saying you have to fight for the war for the religion. So to be frank, it is called jihad. So what is jihad means? Holy war. The war should be on the holy. It should be fought for the dharma. And unfortunately, it is going in another way. That's a different aspect. So jihad means the holy war. The Kurukshetra war is also a holy war. To fight the war against the adharma. That is called that adharma. Sorry, that is what called highest religion, holy war. So sometimes people say being saintly means you have to become, you have to you should sit like this. You have to not no violence, isn't it? So when we speak about dharma, saintliness, it covers non-violence first. Is so many people are attracted to Ram because he looks saintly. But did he get anger? Did he get Ram get anger? Of course, he got anger. So when Sagar Raj did not give way, what did he say? With this bow, Brahmastra, I will make entire ocean dry. Is it not anger? Rama, there are many instances where Rama got angry. What about my situation like this? I had to tolerate all these nonsense things because of all this. He got anger, but he never expressed his anger. Sometimes he expresses the anger, sometimes he doesn't express the anger. So non-violence is good and violence is also good when it is applied rightly. But our anger is not like that. Our anger creates destruction. But you can use your anger for the service of Krishna. Somebody blasphemes Krishna or a devotee, you can show your anger. Who is that? Who has done? Who has expressed his anger? Which devotee? Prahlad. I think he did not express anger. Anger in the service. Narasimha Swami showed anger, but devotee showing anger for the service of Krishna. Who is the devotee? Hanuman. What did he do? He went to Lanka, destroyed the Lanka with fire. He expressed anger to show how great is my Lord Ram, not out of his own ego. That is the correct uses of anger. Today, we are not using that anger properly. My ego is hurt, my anger comes out. That anger is not good. When anger redirected to the Krishna consciousness, that is what is used in Krishna consciousness. That is what we have to do it. So, we are our India is most popular with Mahatma Gandhi. He showed non-violence. Because of that non-violence, we got independence. That's one aspect. But there is a second aspect as well. Who is that person involved also? Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose from external, internally from Mahatma Gandhi, these two together brought independence. And one is advocating non-violence and other is advocating violence. Both are equal heroes. So violence is also good. So non-violence for a person, for a Brahmana category is good. For a Kshatriya category, violence is good. We should not intermix. That is called Varnashram, collapsing the Varnashrama. So Kshatriya has to fight for violence, and Brahmana has to give knowledge to this to remove this violence. So everyone has a different levels of responsibility. Doing the dharma is Varnashrama dharma. That is what you have to do. So saintliness doesn't mean you have to sit quiet. If that one person is beating, sit quiet. No, we can retaliate. For the purpose of dharma, you can retaliate. That is accepted by Shastras. 40, 46 and last sloka of first chapter. Sanjayam Vacha Evam Uktavarjuna Sanke Ratopasta Upavista Visa Vishrudya Sasaram Chapam Soka Samvigna Manasa. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. While observing the situation of his enemy, Arjuna stood up on the chariot, but he was so afflicted with lamentation that he sat down again. Setting aside his bow and arrows, such a kind and soft hearted person in devotional service of the Lord is fit to receive self knowledge. Thus, end the Bhakti Vedanta purpose of the first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of observing the armies on the battlefield. So, by hearing this, you can see that Arjuna left aside the Arjuna Gandiva bow. So long back we have seen Arjuna leaving Gandiva is not so easy. I hope you remember that, right? It is he had taken a pratigna, one who says, leave the Gandiva He has to be killed or he will get killed. So such a Gandiva, he left. Why? It's not out of the fear, it is out of the humility. So here the quality is that this humility was required to understand the spirituality. That is what Trinadapi Sunichana means. Humility. If you have humility, we know what is spirituality. Humility breeds gratitude, and gratitude is the spirituality. So that's what Arjuna's saintliness is revealed in all this soft-heartedness, forgiveness, evil consequences, even at the risk of being killed by the opponent party. Whether they follow dharma or not, let them kill me. Such a soft-hearted person is Arjuna. That is what is required of a devotee. If you conclude the first chapter, we'll recap all the first chapter, summarize. So every chapter of Bhagavad Gita has a abbreviation, acronym. First chapter of the Bhagavad Gita has an acronym called doubt. So it started with doubt, right? So doubt, D-O-U-B-T, doubt is the first acronym of Bhagavad Gita. So D stands for Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. O stands for ominous results. We have seen, right? Ominous is Pandava's victory. U stands for uncertainty. So Arjuna doesn't know what is uncertain. P stands for bewilderment. So he gets bewildered. T stands for turning point. Duryodhana, ominous results, uncertainty, bewilderment, and turning point. So, first step to the spirituality is doubt. When you have a doubt, that is the first step for spiritual journey. When you don't have a doubt, there is no spirituality. You can see, or in the any scripture you can take it. It is a question and answer basis. It is also mentioned Tadvidi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Pariprashna means a doubt, inquiry. So sometimes, we generally we have a doubt that we want perfect life, right? We all want perfect life, nice family, obedient children, grandchildren, my nice money. This is what our conception of perfect life. Will it be possible? We have a doubt. Sometimes we have the doubt. Will it be possible? Then actual doubt rises. What should I do for my perfection of life? Some people go into the wrong direction. Some people go into the right direction, come into the spirituality. Doubt is much more important. Arjuna expresses the same doubts over here. So you see that out first you have six chapter and first few slokas we have seen. Duryodhana had a doubt. So what is observance of the armies? So observance means physical observance. So it is what is called pratyaksha pramana. So we have pratyaksha pramana as a problem. So what happens when you see directly? We get doubts. So first way, Duryodhana was seeing through Sanjaya. He's asking, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya, what did they do? Did they come into conclusions? Are they fighting? So he seeing from the words of the Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra got a doubt what is happening on the warfield. The next person to see is Duryodhana. Duryodhana saw the expert army over there. He was confused. I sent Uluka for confusing them, and now he see there is a great army, and he went to Rona, and he was trying to pacify Drona, all those things. Then another person who was seeing. Who is that person who is seeing? What third person? Who is before Arjuna? So who told about the signs of victory? Did Dhritarashtra say? Did Duryodhana say these are the signs of victory? Who said it? Sanjaya. Sanjaya is seeing the unseen there. Of course, Sanjaya is also seeing everything. He is seeing the unseen. What is that? Omnious result. When we are bothered about I, me, and mine, we will get anxiety, frustration, and disappointments. When we are on the side of Krishna, we can see all the signs of victory. What are the signs of victory? Roaring sounds of conch shells, Divya Shankam, the Kapidvajam. You can see Hanuman over there. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Patra Dhanudara, Sri Vijay or Bhuti, Dova Mama. Wherever there is Arjuna and Krishna, there is always fortune. So goddess of fortune means success. So these are all the results we have seen. How many? Also that Duryodhana had a slip of a tongue, right? Aparyatam. This is not sufficient for me. And he said, they are already killed. So all these are omens saying that Pandavas are going to be killed. This is what Sanjay has seen. Next, Arjuna wanted to see. Oh, Krishna, Radam Stapayami put in between. I wanted to see who are the assembled people. Then what did Krishna do? He kept the chariot between Drona and Bhishma. Now Arjuna was seeing something else. So earlier he was seeing Durjanam. Now he is seeing Swajjanam. So what happened after seeing? Moha came. Illusions came. Because of the illusion, there is was uncertainty in Arjuna. Whether should I fight the war, fight or not the war? He gives all the reasons. Then he was bewildered. I'm confused. So all these people are going to die. Whether I'm creating dharma or not dharma. Please, Krishna, tell me what is this? He was bewildered. Ultimately, there was a turning point. Now he said, I'm not going to fight the war. I'm not going to do anything. I will change my decision. Suppose in a cricket team, one person who is suppose captain is a greatest player. If captain says, I will not play the game, what will the coach say? Now we are playing the game there. You have to play, you give your best. I have invested all my energy onto you only. So there is a person whom you have invested your energy, your children, your family, and now they're saying, I cannot do this. What will be your condition? There is no backup plan. Krishna did not have a backup plan. If not Arjuna, I will go with another Pandava. I have five Pandavas now. If not Arjuna, I will go with Yudhishthira. No, he has only Arjuna. Now he has to make Arjuna to the fight the war. Now consider how is the situation of Krishna. How war is going to happen. This is a turning point. So when doubt comes, your spirituality increases. There is a Chinese proverb over here. He who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes. Definitely, he is a fool for 5 minutes. But who doesn't ask a question remains fool forever. You have to ask questions. There is no question which is dumb. Answers may be dumb. No question is dumb. You can ask anything. So that is what our shastras are meant. You have to ask doubts. Of course, it should be a proper doubt as well. So that's called pariprashnena. Then comes the second chapter. What is the second chapter all about? Gita. Then Gita comes out. The abbreviation is Gita. G means two. When you have a doubt, when you are inquiring for a doubt sincerely, then Guru comes into your life. Then Guru comes and gives you Gita. And application of Gita follows it. That is much more important. That is what qualification which we all should have. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Any questions? So if you don't have questions, we'll end the session with we'll do Nasima Pranama and Ati and complete it. So we have a tiny little bhakti, small bhakti somewhere sitting. So there are so many elements coming out. People are saying, don't do this. So many Hiranyakashipus are coming. Our bhakti is like tiny Prahlad. We have to protect that tiny Prahlad by Narsimha. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahladahladaine. Prahladahladaine. Hiranyakasipurvakah. Hiranyakasipurvakah. Kilatankanakalaye. Kilatankanakalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho. Yeto ya Vidato Narsimha. Yeto ya Vidato Narsimha. Vahi Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho. Vahi Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho. Narasimhamadin Haranam Prapatye. నరసింహమది శరణం ప్రపంచే తవ కర కమల అద్భుత శృంగార కలిత హిరణ్యకశిపో తను केशवद्रीश नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल बरे नर अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलित हिरण्यकशिपु तनु केशवद्रीता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल भक्त विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. So please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. There are sometimes we have to go bold to speak truth. In this attempt to speak something truth, if I have spoken anything wrong, please forgive me. It might be because of my ego that the acharyas have the different make. I may not have conveyed this, misconveyed it. Please forgive me for all that. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So we have Bhadrachalam Prasadam all the way from Bhadrachalam. We have went to Bhadrachalam yesterday. So we got a nice darshan of Lakshman, Sitaram, Hanuman over there. So, Mataji. We are going to start again. 100 rupees itself.
I mean, tell you very frankly, I met my childhood also. Because I phone के लिए बच्चा सरकारी बच्चा has I know.
Line and law.
My questions are not answered. Slowly I'm getting. Okay. So I have so many questions.
Please.
What's uploaded in the
Yes.
Okay.
You can have you can ask questions because some people might be having the same questions,
But
which way they are hesitant to ask.
many, but then you don't think I'm challenging you or something.
If I have said that, I would have quoted this text. Doubt is one. It is inquiry. It's not questioning.
Yeah,
It's inquiry. That is much more important. And most important than the whole class is the question. Please don't freeze.
So many.
Please be free to hesitate. Don't hesitate to questions. If I cannot answer, I will ask my guru and I will give.
Thank you. Thank you.